Daniel Robinson was last seen on June 23, 2021. Daniel worked as a geologist for Matrix New World and went missing while on assignment in Buckeye, Arizona. David Robinson, his father, has been actively searching for answers. This video will highlight key reasons why the Buckeye Police Department should change the status of Daniel Robinson's case from a missing person to a criminal investigation. Let's take a look. The Buckeye Police Department used police helicopters, police dogs, police ATVs were employed to search for Daniel Robinson and were unable to locate any evidence. However, how extensive was their search? On July 19, 2021, Daniel Robinson's car was found in a ravine about 4 miles southwest of his job site in Buckeye, Arizona. The vehicle was discovered by a rancher searching for his cattle, and several personal items were found inside, including his cell phone, wallet, keys, and clothes.
This is what was recovered. Yeah. So, there's his boots. T-shirt was dark. There's the T-shirt. His jeans were found inside out. Just like this.
Also found was Daniel's orange-colored work vest. What does this mean? It means the Buckeye Police Department did not thoroughly search for Daniel, or they would have found his vehicle 4 miles away from the original site, and they would have noticed the orange-colored vest from the view of the helicopter. It also means Daniel's vehicle was not at the alleged crash site. The evidence insinuates the vehicle was staged. The Buckeye Police Department stated it was raining on the day Daniel went missing, and if you notice the positioning of Daniel's vehicle over a ravine, you would think there would be branches, brush, tumbleweeds, debris, all the things that run down a stream during a rain. None of those things were underneath Daniel's vehicle. The positioning of the vehicle over the ravine would have captured all these things. Another piece of evidence to show the vehicle was planted at this location. Let's take a look at the damage to the windshield of Daniel's vehicle. This type of damage was not due to an accident. The indentation of the broken glass on this vehicle was intentional. It would appear that the damage sustained would be from blunt force, like someone hitting the window with an object. The damage to the window was not sustained by a car accident. Jeff McGrath is a private investigator who formerly worked with David Robinson on Daniel's case. Let's take a look at what he had to say.
And I saw this windshield from these pictures, and this is from some blunt force coming inwards to it, like someone threw a rock or something to that. I don't know, but something hit this here, which broke this and spiderweb this.
Let's also take note of the fact that the only window broken was on the driver's side, which is the opposite direction in which the vehicle was found. As you notice in the photo, the vehicle was found laying upright on the passenger side, yet there was no damage or broken windows on the passenger side, only on the driver's side. Very strange.
And the only window that's broken out in this vehicle, only one window broken out, is this one right here on the driver's side. Now, the only problem also with this window being broken out on the side is there's some glass on the ground. I don't know if I got it in this picture. It's hard to believe that somehow the glass came from here and stayed right here in this one little spot, right, without getting thrown around all over the place.
This window glass is the only glass that's completely broken out on this entire vehicle. And this is the opposite side of the tip.
Imagine what an abandoned car in the hot Arizona desert would look like. Rusted, significant corrosion and damage, the heat causing extensive damage to the exterior, interior, debris and dust accumulating on the surface. On June 23, 2021, the temperature in Buckeye, Arizona reached a high of 113 degrees on the day Daniel went missing. Daniel's vehicle was located on July 19, 2021, almost a month later in the hot Arizona desert. What was the appearance of Daniel's vehicle? Rusty? Corroded? Exterior deterioration?
This picture here is almost a 1 day clean, right? 30 days would have been covered with dirt. He says cattle would have came to the vehicle because the dirt is like salt, and they'd have been licking the vehicle. They would have been digging in it because there's some cases of water in there.
It is shocking how clean Daniel's vehicle was, further fueling the thought process that the vehicle was staged. For most modern vehicles, 2007 and newer, the front passenger airbag will not deploy if the seat is empty because of an occupant detection system. All of the airbags in Daniel's vehicle were deployed. Daniel left the worksite alone. The passenger side airbag was deployed. Who was in the vehicle with Daniel?
All the airbags deployed, right? And those airbag deployment usually are because someone is sitting in those seats, right? So that's some things that I want to consider that too.
Another consideration is the area around Daniel's vehicle. If the car was in a rollover accident, where is the damage to the ground? Skid marks, ground disturbance. There is nothing to indicate an accident occurred at this location. The damage to the vehicle did not match the area where it was found. In addition, after the airbags deployed, the vehicle was driven an additional 11 miles, and there were 46 ignition cycles after the airbags deployed. This evidence from the vehicle black box gives a strong indication that Daniel was in trouble and that he was not alone.
Well, the damage to the vehicle, it didn't match the area that the vehicle was found in. It had some damage along the driver's side that is unexplainable by the detectives. It also had some intruding damage into the windshield that didn't match anything in the area as well. Plus, I also had the airbag control module report that tells me what that vehicle was doing 5 seconds before the airbags deployed and what was going on with that vehicle since the airbags deployed.
And what does that tell you?
It tells us that the vehicle traveled another 11 miles after the airbags did deploy on that vehicle. It also tells us there were 46 additional ignition cycles on the vehicle after the airbags came out, and that the report says the vehicle was traveling about 30 miles an hour for 5 seconds prior to its final rest, or airbag deployment, I should say. And that's not possible in the area where the vehicle was found.
When all the information comes together, private investigator Jeff McGrath gives insight on how Daniel's vehicle ended up in the ravine.
Not possible in the area where the vehicle was found.
So piecing that information together, how do you think the car got there?
Well, I think the car got there by somebody was still driving the vehicle after the airbags came out. And if it was dumped intentionally or somebody was joyriding and that's where it ended up, and once it got there, you couldn't move it out from there, it tipped to its side.
The area where Daniel's vehicle was found is known for drug cartel, drug mules, smugglers, people shooting guns. And yet, Daniel's vehicle allegedly sat in the desert for almost a month, and none of these elements came across this vehicle. The vehicle was not stripped. All belongings were intact. And the reason is, the vehicle was not at this location. The location is staged.
But we border Mexico, and we have a lot of cartel and mules that bring drugs through across the border. They're found in these deserts quite often, and that could pose a problem for somebody that stumbled across them.
We also want to reflect on the red transfer paint found on Daniel's vehicle. How did it get there? Who ran into Daniel? Yet another piece of evidence pointing to the fact of a staged location. After sharing and reviewing the information regarding the crash and location of Daniel Robinson's vehicle, the evidence warrants a change in status of Daniel's case from missing person to a criminal case. The Tempe Police Department felt this should be a criminal investigation based on forensic findings showing that someone entered Daniel's apartment and accessed his computer after he went missing.
Private investigator who noticed, when he was able to get access to Daniel's apartment, somebody was fumbling around in the apartment. And then we also realized through the, Tempe Police Department doing the forensics on the electronics, that someone was doing doing searches on Daniel's computer after the vehicle showed up at the crash scene. So we put those two things.
The Buckeye Police Department has a history of deep-rooted corruption, including submitting false crime statistics, according to the Copeland 2017 Buckeye PD corruption investigation. It appears some of those characteristics of corruption are still rooted inside the Buckeye Police Department.
Another question I have for you, are police still actively involved in searching for Daniel tonight? Where does the investigation stand on the law enforcement front?
The Buckeye Police Department has turned the vehicle and all of the evidence over to myself, my team. So I have all the evidence. So if they're actively investigating it, they don't have any evidence or anything to really investigate other than they can come out here in the desert with us and help us.
Is that customary for police to hand over evidence to a private investigator in a case like this or any other?
Not at all. No, I've never seen it in my career in law enforcement or as a private investigator.
Why would they do that? Did they say?
They said they told me they were done with the investigation. They say now that they have an ongoing investigation. So I can only go by what they told me in person, was that they don't have a crime, therefore they don't have an investigation.
I'm sorry, what? What?
I think we're all dumbfounded.
All of Daniel's possessions were given to the private investigator, which is proof the Buckeye Police Department had no intention of investigating the missing case of Daniel Robinson. And that is a travesty. Daniel Robinson is a geologist who was sent by his employer, Matrix New World, to test water at a well in Buckeye, Arizona for sustainability. The results of the test would solidify if the water was sustainable for at least 100 years. If the tests were negative, the production of the billion-dollar Howard Hughes master planned community of TERAVALIS would be in jeopardy, which would cost
today for generations
millions.
to come. Buckeye is one of the fastest growing cities in the nation. Howard Hughes is answering that call with this impressive community.
We look forward to seeing this project completed and to the continued partnership with Howard Hughes.
Excited about the relationship, the partnership with HHC, ecstatic about its location in Buckeye.
The groundbreaking of TERAVALIS is a monumental achievement that's been a long time coming. We found such a partner in the Howard Hughes Corporation.
Buckeye is proud to have both sustainability and economic growth now that TERAVALIS is officially part of our community.
And the city of Buckeye, as well as a notable milestone for the Howard Hughes Corporation.
So the question, does the mysterious disappearance of Daniel Robinson have anything to do with the test results found at the well? Is there a correlation between the disappearance of Daniel Robinson and the master planned community of TERAVALIS?